Well, Eileen and Brett weren't alone. And I wasn't able to be at the college, so sorry if I missed you. But I'm alive. No thanks to those two no-good ingrates! Where should I start? Ugh, my head still hurts. Okay, Gabe. Let's start small. So I noticed that my main stash of food and supplies were getting pretty low. So trying to be a nice host and supportive and all that stuff to Brett and Eileen, I thought I'd resupply. Figure they're going on their way soon. I should make sure they can head out with ease? I don't know. Sounded like the Christian thing to do, right? So I head off to my second stash. Something hidden. Pick up some more canned food, some dried meats, first aid. And I turned around, and there was Brett. He obviously followed me. It's not like I was trying to avoid a tail, as the spy movies say. At the same time, I was trying to be discreet. I opened my mouth and started saying, I can explain. And before I could even get the words out of my mouth, he put his hand on my face and pushed me back hard into the wall. And I blacked out. When I finally came to, the main thing that I really remember in that moment was just my head reeling. The sun felt too hot and way too bright. And there, above me, stood Eileen and Brett, as if I was some easy target at the beginning of said spy movie. I think they said something about locating my other stashes a few meters away, and my ears are still ringing. And then Eileen took a few steps and squatted to my level and looked at me in the eye and said, "If you don't tell me, I'll make life very difficult. I'll make your fingers impossible to move. Your feet will never fit in a shoe again, and I'll leave you for..." Well, she called them the Z word. She said, "I'll leave you for them, finish you off, however long that takes." At first, I tried silence. I was betrayed, and I was angry, very angry. And I know. What I was doing wasn't much better. I get that. I kept secrets too, but my secrets weren't going to lead me to hurt other people. I'm just here trying to survive and help others do the same. She waited for a long moment and then pulled out a two-way radio. It crackled, and she said into it, "Left cheek." So matter-of-factly. Then a sudden gust of wind came across my left cheek, hitting the brick wall I was leaning on. And I felt that wall explode and dust peppering my face and my eye with debris. Then the gunshot. It was almost quiet. And it took several seconds before I even heard it. And I think I almost got the gravel out of my eye by the time I recognized what it was. King and Country only knows how far this guy actually was from me. "This is a warning," she said to me. She got up and walked back to Brett. "You tell me where I can find your stashes, and you can walk away." And she pulled up the radio again, spoke into it, and said with just this smug grin, while staring me down. "Stop showing off, Daniel. Get your Annie Oakley self here, and I'll handle the rest." Brett then looked over to Eileen and gave her a nod. Stepped up to me, squatted down where Eileen once was, and just got to my eye level and whispered, "If you think Eileen is intense, you don't know what's coming with Daniel. He'll string you up, open you up, and watch you as the others, as you like to call them, come and treat you like a buffet after a rugby tryout." His words were cold, but that's not what really made ice form in my veins. It was the look in his eye. I thought I knew more about this person. But this person, who was reserved and a well-read man, turned into a monster right in front of me. His eyes became like stone. His face just marble. And I could feel the weight of his stare pressing in me. I felt... I tried to channel Eileen, and I tried to read the person in front of me to see how serious he was. Is this a big old bluff? Or what's going on? The only thing I could confidently say what he was thinking was that I was a toy. Not even entertaining, but a distraction. A speed bump in his way. That he could break me down. Break down everything that made Gabe who I am today. And rebuild me however he liked. And that wouldn't be more of a challenge than an average Tuesday for him. And that scared me more than any gun. Or threat. That long, dead stare. I don't know how long we stared at each other, but it was nothing but silence until Daniel came out from wherever they were hiding. He was kind of cute, in the never got outside kind of way. Almost makes me wonder, who were these people before all of this? What made them change like this to today? You know, what was it, the little steps before them? The road to hell, paved and all that? Or was this always with them, this animosity? Daniel pointed that gun at me, this long-barreled thing. Eileen threw a map at my feet and told me to point out my stashes. So I did. Didn't say a word, and I did. I shared every stash I had around the place. Then she asked me if there were any booby traps, and that was what really broke me. So I told them the truth. I told them I was ready to start a life with you. I'm so desperate for people. I don't know if I could change my ways because I need people to know that they aren't alone. You probably won't be the last people to take advantage of my generosity. You sure as hells are not the first. So with my trust in humanity today, no, I don't have any traps. Daniel continued pointing the gun. Brett hopped up and ran to the closest one to see if I was telling the truth. But Eileen, she already knew. Eileen walked up to me, pulled a pistol from behind her, and said something to the effect that I lived a pathetic life trying to connect with others. that I should kill myself before one of the others takes a bite out of me and I just add to their unknown numbers. And she took the pistol and hit me across the face with it. And I blacked out again. And when I came to, they were gone. I checked all the stashes. Empty. What little barricade and a little pocket fort I made for them to keep themselves safe, trashed, destroyed. They got in, they got out, and then they ran off. I'll need to start looking for supplies again. But first, I need to make sure I don't have a concussion. So here's hoping, survivor, that you are more like me and have hope that humanity has enough to rebuild itself without this terror of mankind getting in its own way. If that's you, and you have some supplies, apparently, because I need those now, I'll be on the college campus. You aren't alone. And the world isn't always filled with bullies. Sometimes they just speak louder than most. Good luck out there.